There's a look inside the iconic Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the New Orleans Saints.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a run. It's the rookie from Oklahoma. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When you talk about this Jets defense, they've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better. Because playoff football often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
2nd down and 8. Breeze now to throw. This to Graham on the short pass. And he's going to be touchdown, but he's got the 1st down. The Saints at 12-2 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a play fake. Breeze. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Hey, Viking,
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
19 Tiger.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds his man complete. That's Riley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Up the middle they go. McKnight
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. And you look at the Saints defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times. Ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but they have any hopes of making waves in January. They've got to improve in this area.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 60 Maverick, 60.
Here's 2nd and 8. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Mike Burton, 33 yards. And the Jets respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Throw left side complete. That's Holmes. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
This defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
It's a gain of 10.
19 tight, 19 tight. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Mustang Knights, Dragon 60. 7 Pirates, 7.
Back to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets have taken the lead. Now for the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
14, Saints 7.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play.
Here we go, set.
Play action, Breeze. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
They'll give up the gut for Murray. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? From the gun on third down, Breeze. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The middle, Murray. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. The connection made. It's Graham. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. To throw is Breeze. It's Graham again to the catch, just like the last play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They'll run on first down. McKnight. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They go play action here on first down. Right side caught by Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Panther 50, Panther 50.
On first down, McKnight. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10.
First down. A gain of 13 yards. First down.
He'll look to throw. Dumps this off his fullback use check. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Riley. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Jets have taken the lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or we could do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance to stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
Breeze going to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
To throw, it's Breeze. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Saints first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Check go.
Now Breeze on the bootleg. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Murray will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Jalen Tolbert, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Saints are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point splits the uprights. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
19, come 19, come 19.
Now back to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
60 back, trap 50, trap 50. Warriors 70.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They'll look to throw again. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Saints will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So after the INT, it's Breeze. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Here's Breeze to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football.
70 rings, 70 rings, Dragon 60. Cut 19, cut 19. Ready, right?
They'll throw now on the final play. And this one is incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the giver. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Now he's going to step up and run. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And in the second half of the tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Let's go, Buffalo 18.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That's the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, with it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. They go with Murray again, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there, pick up the 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Flag
10th carry of the game now. Murray. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. And left side here, it's Graham. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On play action, now Breeze. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Well, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. This to Graham on the short pass. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet, as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Breeze now to throw. Going with a screen for Murray. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says,
and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Jets 21.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you, as they'll be backed up to start this drive.
well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Drops this off for Juszczyk underneath. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Second and 6 at the 7-yard line.
Let's go now. Go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Now a second and 2.
Second and 2 at the 27-yard line.
Back to throw again. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. One quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
On 1st down, Murray. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Here we go, set.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A tougher task for them now. That turnover on their last possession led to the field goal, meaning that they have to now try to erase a 2-score deficit here in the 4th. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
At the 29-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Riley. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw here. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Saints will take over possession here up at the 44. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
57 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They go back to Murray on first down. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
A loss of 2.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
This is 1st and 10.
10 through 11. 19 Lions.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Here comes 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Looking to throw.
29-yard line.
Over the middle, complete. It's Holmes. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finding room at midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Mike Burton. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Jets have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
His kick is good.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Breeze is looking to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Murray.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
Ready up.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Back to throw, Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Before he's out of bounds. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Right back to him on first down. A good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining